Hi guys. So Bubaseta came out with a video today, the video to the song Criminal. Now, if you have seen my other videos about him or translating him, you know that he's from Chile, right? He's a Chilean rapper, and his rapping, his bars, they're full of metaphors, analogies, and similes, and at the same time, he is very social conscious rapper. Like he talks about things that are going on at the moment and how we face them as humans. Not too much of bragging about who's the best rapper and I got the better bars, nothing like that. So I kind of like that type of rap. And Tom McDonald dropped one too today, so go and check that one. But that one is in Spanish because Tom McDonald is raps in English. So I'm trying to do the translation. But I was saying in the Tom McDonald rap, in this rap, these two guys that have similar beliefs about not being sheep. Because today Tom McDonald's song was about being brainwashed, and it's ironic because they come from two different part of the American continent, two different languages, and the extreme. Because Chile is all the way down here, and Canada is all the way up here. It's like night and day. Yet they have that universal mentality that we all have, because not all of us, except for the people who are being brainwashed, because you don't know when you're being brainwashed. So maybe, I don't know, let me not get too deep. Let's go into criminal, smooth criminal.
Nacido en un hogar quebrado, sin ejemplo para nutrirse, otros también fueron pobres al momento de reproducirse. Es la lógica de la élite, hay que cosechar esclavos para comer su tiempo, siendo el tiempo libre tan sagrado.
I love that bar, siendo el tiempo libre tan sagrado. I did that reaction. So he did now a video. I love that bar because I am 100% in agreement. That's why I'd rather be poor and have free time. Have time that for me, for moi, to do things to enjoy myself, than be rich and have to work, and that's what it is for the people. Unless you have a creative mentality and you are lucky enough to have the opportunity to show and put it out there and be accepted by the world. Because now everybody can do it. We all can do it. One thing or the other is that it's accepted by the world. And another, or you're, I don't know, like a person who came out with an invention or a savvy business, but even business people, they have to work long hours. The real ones, unless they're taking advantage of other people. Because that's the only way that you can make money, pardon me, and not spend so much time at work, is by robbing other people's free time. So he talks about how a person is born, in a poor environment, and then this is the life this is what life gives them. And now, wait, hold on. I want to translate, because I did translate it already, but I want to translate exactly.
Reproducirse es la lógica de la élite.
Yeah, so wait. It's the logic of the elite. That to take away the free time, but something about so yeah, so without no example on how to nurture yourself, how to feed yourself, how to make money, and then they turn out to be poor too at the time that they, that's people keep that cycle, they keep it. You already had, you come from a poor environment, you come from a poor background, you still don't have any money, and now you want to bring kids to the same type of environment you were brought in.
Es la lógica de la élite, hay que cosechar esclavos para comer su tiempo, siendo el tiempo libre tan sagrado. La burguesa cría hijos para heredarle sus empresas, se cría como puede porque al gobierno no le interesa, no puede tener lo que quiere.
Yeah, the poor raises their kid how they can because the government doesn't care. And I know what people are going to say, because that's the mentality, that's the problem that we have here in the United States, with people who believe no, pro-life, you got to have the kid. You made the mistake, now deal with it. But once the woman brings it into this world, now it's your problem, now you got to deal with it. No. Health, food, and education are three universal rights. The government is supposed to provide those three things. Give people those three things, and you will see From there, how many accomplishment people can get, because you don't have to worry anymore about if I get sick. You don't have to worry anymore when am I going to eat. You don't have to worry anymore how am I going to pay my education, how am I going to progress.
En sus empresas sobrecría como puede, porque al gobierno no le interesa. No puede tener lo que quiere porque no tiene. Si se atreve y si quiere tener Mercedes, se lo va a tomar por la fuerza.
Yeah, so he cannot have, the poor cannot have what he wants. And if he cannot have it, then he's going to find a way to get it. And he's going to do it, by force. And then he makes a gesture of robbing someone.
Apuntan con el dedo y apenas saben lo que sucede. La cuna de oro vagamente debe saber lo que es no tener. Políticos, policías, empresarios y militares. La televisión encubre las...
So they're saying that then they blame the person, saying at the same time of consumerism, then they blame the person saying, no, it's your fault because you should have tried to get it the legal way. You should have tried to do this, do the other one. And it's like, they don't care. They don't have that. They have very little idea what it is like to be broke, to be poor, to be born without anything, with nothing.
Políticos, policías, empresarios y militares. La televisión encubre las verdaderas criminalidades.
Tom McDonald right there. Wasn't he talking about the TV and the other one and brainwash? He's saying the same thing. He's saying the same thing, except that he's saying that they cover up the real news. But it's the same. Basically, they lie. The media lies. So there you go. It's not just the United States. They do the same thing in Chile. It's all the countries, all the governments, all the society. They do that. Or most of them. See, they cover up the true crime. The news media covers up the true crime. The true crime. It's just that he uses different words to say the same message that Tom McDonald was saying about the media. But his, I believe, is more accurate than, trying to divide us, telling us that, they treat black people and black people believe that. No, they don't believe that. They know that. And who am I? Who is anyone to tell a black person what if they're just listening to that? That's not nobody's job unless it's another black person. Then yeah, now I can talk to a Latino, from Latino to Latino, yeah, but and not even that. You cannot even tell a person, forget the race, an individual. You cannot tell an individual this is the experience that you should be having, not what you think you're having. But that's basically it. That's basically what he said, and that's not the way it goes.
Y militares, la televisión encubre las
¿Quién es ese? Pinochet. No, ese no es Pinochet. ¿Quién es ese?
Policías, empresarios y militares, la televisión encubre las verdaderas criminalidades. La carne de cañón obedeciendo a la banca mundial y esta banca mundial obedeciendo a oscuras entidades. El reflejo de un sistema que es selectivo, sin equidades, sin ejemplo que nos dan las autoridades y las maldades. Tu presidente.
So then he's talking about all the cover up, and he's saying how the only example that they give us, they don't give us any good examples. All they do is cover up their robbery, cover up their criminal acts, cover up who they really are. But then the military, the only thing the military teaches us, shows us, the police, is violence. That when you get upset, when somebody does not respect you or talk to you the way you're supposed to talk to them, then that you hit them, that you go fully force, because that's what they show. That's how they resolve problems, by force. Yeah, something about obeying obscures identity. So it's the same thing, like these people that are behind everything. It's the same thing as Tom McDonald in that sense. And then the bank. Okay, the World Bank, they're obeying hidden identities. People, like, they sell their money, they wash their money, they're covering it up. These banks are covering it up for these people, so they don't know who they are, because they're behind this protection of money, this veil that allows them to deposit money to do things on behalf of people that they actually don't know who's behind it. They don't know the person, and they don't want to know, because the less they know, the less they have to, the less they have to own up in court.
Reflejo de un sistema que es selectivo, sin equidades, sin ejemplo que nos dan las autoridades, unas maldades, tu presidente favorito.
De un ejemplo de uno que es...
Sin ejemplo que nos dan las autoridades, unas maldades. El reflejo de un sistema que es selectivo, sin equidades,
que es selectivo, sin equidad. So it's the reflection of a system, with a system that is not selective, it's not equally selective. So it reflects a system that is not equally selective. That they just give more power to people who already have power, and those that don't, they just push them down, leave them aside, leave them there to die.
Ejemplo que nos dan las autoridades, unas maldades, tu presidente favorito es un ladrón, que dietras y siniestras, ambas sirven al dragón.
So he said, even your favorite president, he's a thief. Your favorite president, the one that you love the most, Bill Clinton, Obama, Biden, they're thieves. All of them. And from left to right, they serve the dragon. That's the beast. They serve the beast. Ooh. We got some Illuminati stuff here, huh? I think so, no? So they keep on making it sound like we're the one that is our fault. They want to blame it on us.
De pequeño nos inculcan, el éxito lo dice, éxito es salir, sabías, no es tu culpa.
Okay, wow, he's playing with the words right there. That was a play on word, exit. Because in Spanish, exit means, to go out, salida. But he used the word in Spanish, éxito, which is success, and you just add an O. So it's no longer, to exit, but it's that you have a lot. But he said having a lot means, éxito means to exit. Now you can get out because you have a lot.
Que de pequeño nos inculcan, el éxito lo dice.
Yeah, so there are things that they tell us, and they're brainwash us since we're little kids.
Total precio que siempre nos insulta, los monetarios. Echando nuestra culpa, darle ese valor al precio que siempre nos insulta.
So I said, I sometimes feel like, they make it sound like if it's our fault, and sometimes I think it is, because we put so much value to prices that insult us. Like we're worth more than that, but we sell ourselves with things that we're like, oh, like this car, this Mercedes van, this house, this 5-bedroom house, or this penthouse on Miami Beach, on South Beach, that I cannot afford. I cannot afford it, but here I'm going to go ahead and live there. Because why? My ego. And it doesn't work like that. It makes you a slave to that then. And it's an insult, because you're worth more than that. Your freedom, the time that you can spend doing your own thing, whatever it is that you like doing, is worth more than living in a penthouse on Park Avenue or Brickwell. So yeah, the success that they teach us, that they train us, it's money. It's always financial. So you're successful if you have money. El éxito no dice exit, es salir. So the success means exit. It means to go out. Wait. Something about what? Biden? So in the campaigns, we already know what they hide.
solo de aire, ya lo
So he started mentioning like something about how they react, how they act. I couldn't understand. Hold on, what he said there with the.
vemos quién se oculta. Los que trafican niños que culpan luego inculcan.
Lo que culpan y luego inculcan. I think he's saying that, you know, the ones that blame and then but they're hiding their own blame, or that they're like condemning you, you know, because it's your fault, because what you did was wrong, and instead of taking responsibility, they put it on the people, they put it on others. And he's talking about the politicians.
En las campañas narcopolíticas ya sabemos quién se oculta. Los que trafican niños que culpan luego indultan. Se vive solo de aire, ya lo sé, pero no caigas en la trampa al regalarte. Todo está diseñado para que caigas, ellos levantarse.
Okay, so they say, you know, you cannot live off air. I know that, like, you know, live off air, like you're not gonna work. Of course you gotta work, you gotta make money. Saying, yeah, that's true. But don't work don't live your life that everything that you have around you forces you to work all the time so that you can pay for that, because the system is already made for you to not succeed and for them to get richer. So he's like, I understand, we need to do something to eat, you need to work, but it's the greed, it's the wanting more, you know. But those are the people that sell themselves. And the other people that know, it's not because they want more, it's because they cannot even afford the basic. And they still have to work 2 jobs. And that's a sad situation. You know, people that have kids, single parents, single mom, single dad, or even couples. I mean, I know even couples that have to work. One has to work 2 jobs, and sometimes both of them work 2 jobs. So right now, a lot of this is not so much that we want more, but it's more because our basic needs are not met with 1 job. We have to get 2 jobs. They say, you know, the system is already made so that so you won't succeed and they will succeed because you pay taxes, and they're going to steal that money. They're going to take that tax. They're not going to give it back to the community, to the society like they're supposed to. They're not going to fix the road. They're not going to build more bridges. They're not going to invest in education. You know, they might invest in the police because the police guards their property, keeps them safe. But they're not going to invest in any other stuff that can make society, that can make us as human grow and be better off, be more independent, being able to work job 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and not like we're going back to the 1800s and to the 1700s where people were working Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. and sometimes until 10 p.m. because there was nothing to make. The bosses were not going to say don't work. They don't care. The factory owners, the manufacturers, that we're not going to tell them to stop. Work. You know, the more you work and the more you produce, the more money I'll make. But I'll still pay you pennies. So he's saying, where are you? Where is it? A fighter for freedom was murder. That's supposed to be, I guess, John F. Kennedy, because that's the image that he showed. But John F. Kennedy was not that much of a... Let's see. This one was. The criminals are the leaders that represent your nation. And again, he's talking worldwide, just like Tom McDonald. I'm sorry to make this comparison, but it just came out today, both so, and I'm so thrilled that I can translate Spanish and English, you know, in both, you know, Spanish and English, both videos. So I'm thrilled about that. And the message basically is more, although I'm pretty sure that Bubaseta will not agree with so many things that Tom McDonald says. I don't think he would. But I think in the general aspect, you know, of life and the media and the government brainwashing us, I think they agree. So anyhow, if you agree that this was a great reaction, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, share this channel. Remember, subtitles hopefully will come out automatically in English, because that's why I put it. I spoke English this time. The song is in Spanish. Sometimes the algorithm picks up and picks the language of the video that I recorded, not me, not my video. So they might translate his stuff and then my stuff they don't translate. And when that happens, it's more difficult for me because then I will have to literally sit down and translate everything one by one. Now there are ways to do that if that happens, and I'm gonna figure it out and I'll do it, but I can't promise that it's gonna be right away, it's gonna be out for you. So I hope that you can escuchar. Voy a tratar de poner los subtítulos, pero si no me salen, por favor, escuchar. Gracias y tengan un buen fin de semana.